Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. We them boys.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Spend it somewhere wisely. So you have two choices, club or strip club. One or the other. That's it. That's it. That's it. Ideally, you would go to Club 11 in Miami where you would get both club and stripper. The greatest club in the country, for those that don't know. 1111 in Miami. We had a whole session on it at the pre-day, okay? Spent a full hour talking about this club. Yeah, if you weren't there, you missed it. If you weren't there, you missed it. One thing you won't miss, though, is Ryan Magin. We've seen Ryan up here a couple times already, haven't we? Yeah. And I've seen him doing a lot of coaching in the hallways. That's what he does. He's a value giver, right? He's a value giver. Now, funnily, ironically, when he first started doing what he does now, he didn't totally have that mindset. There was a lunch, I guess, what do you call it, between lunch and dinner, like a 4:30 big meal? No. What is it? Tea? Okay. Afternoon tea featuring burgers, fries, and alcohol. Call it tea and crumpet hour. We got to discussing this idea because he was so passionate about teaching guys how to dress fucking awesome and look fucking good and become more handsome in the process, right? And one idea that we had there that I think he doesn't harp on enough, and I think he should, was a saying I came up with there, but it's that handsomeness is a choice. It's a choice. Being handsome is a choice, okay? And that's one thing that it's a gift that he has given to all these people. But this one idea was I told him, listen, if you're going to do this, if you're going to succeed doing it, you must, one, become better at it than anyone else, and you must share so much of that knowledge and that wisdom and that intel freely. You must give value and give value and give and give and give, and if you can do that, then what you want, you will get in return. And his income went from here to here over a few short months doing exactly that. And he's going to continue that trend here today as a value giver. And I know he's been working really hard on this presentation for a short amount of time, and it's going to be badass. So, let's stand up real quick. And by the way, when you go home and you're not feeling that good, this anchor will do some good-ass shit for you. However, you're not going to always want to do it. Who knows what I'm talking about, where you're like you don't feel that good, and you know if you could fire off an anchor, it would amp you back up, but that inertia kind of just keeps you like, nah, it's too hard. It's too hard. Fucking kidding me? It's too hard to stand up and pump your fist and say 3 words? It's not too hard. No, it's at those moments most when you change your default setting. Those are the most important times to do it. So if anyone came back from lunch and you're full and you're a little sleepy, you're a little tired, what an enormous opportunity to train your default setting even more. All right, so 50%. Let's do this. I love myself. 70%. I love myself. 85. I love myself. 100%. I love myself. Oh yeah. Ryan Magin, get up here.
When you looking at me, see me come up from nothing, see me living my dreams. I done been to the bottom, I done suffered a lot, I deserve to be rich, headed straight.
What's up, guys? So that song was a rap song. Does anybody know what it was? No? Did you hear it again? Turn it on.
The new Benz is all white, call it John McCain. How the hell did you stop me? Why in the world would you try?
All the above. I used to listen to this song on repeat by myself when I was like building my business in Panera Breads all over St. Petersburg, Florida. That was like my jam. But actually, me and Jason Capital have sang this song drunk many a times, driving in a car, which wasn't, I don't recommend that. Usually it was me when he came and visited me in Florida. So I just kind of named this How to Have a Powerful Presence because I'm assuming a lot of guys, this is multiple times you've been to these types of events. And a lot of guys maybe already follow me on YouTube. If you are in the room and you have no clue who I am, raise your hand. All right, there's a couple, cool. So I'm going to do a little short intro story because I believe in style as the #1 catalyst for achieving anything you want in life. And it's done so much for me. And what you're going to see in the presentation here, like the person I used to be before I discovered just the act of dressing well was a terrible mess of a person. And I didn't actually start learning how bad it was until I watched this TV show. Roughly, I want to say 2 months ago I started watching the TV show. And if you guys don't know, this is a TV show. It's fairly new. It's called Bull. The dude in the suit there with the glasses, he's what they call a trial attorney, or a trial science attorney. I don't know. I think they just made it all up for Hollywood, but it's an incredible show. He basically just manipulates the jury into getting the outcomes that he wants for his clients. I think that's pretty awesome. That's some deep psychological shit going on. So check it out. It's on CBS. It's called Bull. It's all free online. But the black guy there, he made a comment talking to this kid, and he called something called enclothed cognition. And I was like, dude, I gotta fucking use that. It's a great term. And this is what it is. So what people think about what we wear versus how we feel and what we wear it is enclothed cognition. It's right there in the center. And basically, it's naturally, whenever you're wearing clothes, you're sending off a vibe to the world. You're attracting a certain type of person. You want them to treat you a certain way. And that's easily manipulated. But what I didn't realize was how I was feeling when I got dressed in the morning now versus how I used to feel when I got dressed in the morning then. And I'm about to show you some horribly embarrassing pictures of myself. But first, have you guys ever heard of the white coat syndrome? Like doctors? Yes? Yeah? Well, basically what it is they say when people put on a white coat, you take them more seriously. And you see it in a lot of health advertisements, supplement companies, they always just put a guy on there with a white coat. He's not a fucking doctor, he's just wearing a coat. But you think he's smart and he's a doctor. So they did some studies on this, and they found that whenever somebody put on a white coat, they instantly got smarter. They made better decisions. They were more assertive. They liked themselves more. That is enclothed cognition. And my interpretation of that is good style is an everyday white coat syndrome. Because the decisions that I started making while dressing better were immensely about to affect my life. So this is the bad part of enclothed cognition. Now that's all me. I couldn't find very many awful pictures, and there are some out there, and people have them, friends of mine. I used to think that I looked good in these pictures. Now my girlfriend's very pretty, but she was soon enough going to dump me for being that guy in those pictures right there. So, but what you see there, this guy was about to get dumped, or just got dumped. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I was actually creating my own paycheck because I've been an entrepreneur for a really long time. And I made a lot of my living before style and doing what I do now, actually manipulating Google and doing some dark things into the search engines. And I thought I was the coolest, smartest guy. I was smarter than Google. You couldn't touch me. I had no sleeves on my shirts. I dyed stripes in my hair. And that was the person I was. And that's also what I was representing to the world, which was, in all honesty, I was a fucking asshole. So I was also just got dumped, barely living paycheck to paycheck. Now that whole business collapsed overnight. I was making, $600, $700, $800 a day, drinking my face off every night. I met this nice, pretty girl. We moved in together. Everything was great. I loved her. Don't want to be with nobody else. And then she broke up with me. And I took it as a fuck you because I dressed badly. I don't know why I instantly went to that, but after being really mad at her for a while, I was like, man, she's a bitch. I can't believe she would dump this awesomeness. I'm sleeping on an air mattress. This guy's fucking awesome, right? And I made a living ethically ripping people off because I was just putting products in the places of people of shit they were actually searching for a legit answer. And I would just put the biggest commission product in their face and make money from it. Good job on copywriting because people bought it. So, I don't know who was more at fault, me or the consumer. But that's what I did. And I would go out drinking. So we broke up. And this person that I was here was just all that. I thought I was on top of the world. And I thought I was really this smart entrepreneur, but I wasn't. I was like a jerk. I wasn't doing myself any service. I wasn't doing my girlfriend at the time any type of service by showing how smart she was for being with a guy like me. I was just a person who was dying inside. I guess is the best way to put that. I'm stuck. There we go. So this is what my clothing said about me then. Now this is enclothed cognition. this is how I felt about myself while dressing this way, that I wasn't worthy of success. I wasn't worthy of a quality relationship. I didn't earn a respectable living. I wasn't capable of attracting success. I wanted to hang out with punks. Some of the people I used to hang out with as that person were not good people. They're not like the sum of your, did not want to be any part of that sum of 5 people now. But I thought they were the coolest people. I thought they were like edgy and cool. I was only interested in damaged goods. And as far as that, I used to have a real big thing for girls with tattoos. Don't do that. Like, they go through some serious pain. Like, I have a full sleeve. And any girl that can go through that pain, not one you want to marry. So, and I was not secure about myself or ambitious. And that was kind of a hard one because I was ambitious, I was doing stuff, but I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was just trying to make a lot of money, and I didn't really care who I was hurting or what I was hurting in the process. And that old school SEO made that really easy for guys like me to do. So, but all in all, I was a real catch there. So, that was about 3 to 4 years ago, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. I couldn't find the exact dates because I changed my Facebook profile to a fan page, and I lost a lot of old pictures, but give or take 4 years ago. So as of right now, my business is, I would say, thriving. It's growing at a rapid pace. I'm a figurehead on YouTube, and I have a great family life. I just had a daughter who she's actually about to read 48 Laws of Power right there for anybody that caught that. But having a daughter really changed how I think about my life and my business and where I'm trying to go, my values. Obviously, we're in this to make a lot of money and help a lot of people, like, you know, the ego in us don't want that at all. But I have to think a lot more long term now because of that little, she turned 1 yesterday, which is a sacrifice for you because I'm not there. Thank you. But as I started changing, not only did we eventually get back together, it was about almost a year break period that we had there where we were not together, and that was where I really dove into all the things that are our style, which I'll talk about more in a sec. But I also, right now, have an amazing network of friends. Obviously, you guys know the 2 in the upper corner there. Maybe you recognize them from this weekend. That's me in the center with the founder of Real Men, Real Style. I'm actually speaking at his event in Atlanta next weekend, which is called StyleCon. Because I was creating such a splash in the style industry, all the other guys that are in that industry want to now have me come talk to them about their business and how to, they basically want to know how the hell did what I've done. And really, I just put sex and attached it to style, but they were afraid to do that. And also in the upper corner, that's Elliot Hulse's videographer. If you guys know Elliot Hulse, he was at the Miami retreat. And that's his assistant, Chris Barnard, 2 of my closest friends back home. But the couch I was sleeping on was Danny's, with the creepy face in the back there drinking. He was actually a real big mess at that time, too. So we just kind of lumped together, and luckily we made it out alive. But as of right now, my business so far is built off value and trust, and that's something you hear, provide value, and I've talked to a lot of guys in the hallways, and people are like, man, I can't, like, I want to make money, but I had that mindset, and that was the person that had a terrible life. So if I can ingrain one thing in you guys for them, is 1, dress better, and 2, lead with value. Like, don't always look for the return of the dollar. Because now that I lead with, like what Jason said, I put so much effort into putting free shit on the internet, and I get back 10 times in return. But it's essentially free. I put out tons of free content. And that's what, so far, this is what I've gotten. I've built my YouTube channel in like the last year and a half to 20,000. I think it's over 21,000 now, because that was like a week ago when I made the slide. But it's growing rapidly. I have a brand, Handsome Guy Secrets, which is world recognized now. The 2 speaking engagements, luckily Jason puts on awesome events and I get sweet pictures. But I get asked to speak all the time. A lot of guys in here are members of my Facebook group, which is closing on 7,000 members. So much free shit and good advice goes on in there. I'm also now endorsed by major brands, which is crazy. You can think that I was that person, and now Dollar Shave Club pays me to make videos. Like, that's nuts to me. Hans Zafuco is a major hair company. I just got endorsed by them the other day. GBX Shoes, I was responsible for them launching their summer line 2 years ago. Thursday Boot Company, there's tons of other ones, they didn't have good logos for the slides. Lots of speaking gigs. Now mind you, all this happened because I'm dressing well. The Elite Mentor Summit, we're here. I actually got invited next week after StyleCon. I'm speaking to a group of 35 NFL Combine athletes that are about to get in the draft on how to craft their image for the NFL. Never in my life would I think, I don't watch football, I don't really care about sports. And just a testament to that story, the guy that's running the facility, I met at a networking event / seminar like 10 years ago when I thought I wanted to be a personal trainer. It's the power of networking and meeting people at these events. That guy went on, we lost touch, but he followed me on YouTube, likes my stuff, remembered how cool of a guy I was when we hung out at the seminar. He owns the facility and has the biggest combine prep center in Washington, D.C., and he's the reason I'm going to invite to talk. We hadn't talked for like 6 years. He just hit me up out of the blue. But that one connection I made at a bar, it was actually at Joe DeFranco's seminar. You guys familiar with Joe DeFranco? He's a big fitness guy. He's got a bunch of cool certifications. He's a really jacked dude. I was really big into that when I was a BMX racer. I used his methods to train. But because I went to a seminar, got out of my comfort zone, went there, met that one dude, 8 years later, I now have a huge opportunity because of that. So I also have an agency that reps my YouTube full time. I'm part of Menfluential Media, which all they do now is brands come to them and they put me with the brands. And it's a yes or no thing. They've got me Dollar Shave Club, they've got me all these things, and it's all because I built a free YouTube channel giving value. So all that, what changed from the guy that was doing terrible shit on the SEO, life falling apart, girlfriend breaking up with him, was style. The only thing I did was look at myself in the mirror, I hated myself, and I used spite to start dressing better, to piss my girlfriend off, to show her that I could wear suits and look better than the guy I thought she was attracted to, which in reality she wasn't. This was just shit that was going on in my head. But like that meme says, it's kind of a cliche, but everybody here wants to be high status. Everybody here wants to be powerful. Everybody here wants to be successful. It starts with how you look. If you don't look like you're worthy of making money, you're not going to make any money. If you don't look like you're worthy of being trusted, you're not going to be trusted. So Enclothed cognition and the halo effect are what does this. And this is what while I was going through it, I never realized, but now I can look back at what happened and I can see it firsthand. By becoming hyper-aware of my image, I was sending my message to the world. And the halo effect is something I speak about in a lot of my products and on my channel. This little guy right here, I don't really know, he looks pretty stylish. I think it's like the 1900s, this picture here. I mean, but he coined the term the halo effect, and his name's Edward Thorndike. I think it was a Harvard PhD. I'll let you guys read this, but it's a cognitive bias. It basically said people judge you on your first impression. And how you look when they first meet you is you can instantly skew, or they could like you, they could love you, they could hate you, they could trust you. All that happens within like 3 seconds of meeting somebody. And if you fuck that up, it's very hard to get that back. It takes like monumental amount of time to recover from a bad reputation or a bad first impression than it does just doing the right shit to begin with. And if you guys are interested, there's a lot of cool studies on the halo effect. I know JC talks about it in some of his products, but marketing, the agencies use it. The white coat syndrome is part of the halo effect. All of it kind of works together simultaneously to manipulate people. But basically, first impressions matter. So this is like, by dressing well and giving a shit about your appearance, you can get anything you want in life. And by revisiting all of the story, my past, I didn't actually come to realize what dressing well did for me. And as you guys saw who I was versus who I am standing now on the stage, wasn't a very large amount of time either. We're talking 4 years maybe. So everybody wants sex, money, power. It's a good, I think it's Gran Turismo, right? Any gamers in here? I thought it was cool. But those 3 things are what that fuel the world. You guys want more status. Why? To probably make more money, to be more powerful, sleep with more women. Oh, we're frozen up again. All right, so as I was, I mentioned that I had a year time period there where I was single. Me and my girlfriend weren't together. And this is where I really became the expert on style, I guess is what you would say, because I was actually doing trial and error. I was learning of items of clothing that I put on. I was going out wearing these items, and I was attracting very specific types of women into my life. And I did sleep with a lot of girls during that year time frame. Not proud of that, but I got some good market research. But yeah, so style and archetypes. You guys familiar with the term archetype? I should have put the definition there, but basically it's like how you look, and you're categorized by all the things that you like, you dislike. I came up with it because I didn't really like archetypes, magnetic personas. me and JC I love bouncing name ideas off them. He's like got a gift for that. But magnetic personas, meaning basically if you dress a certain persona, women are going to be magnetically attracted to you. It's good marketing. So I also put here, choose wisely, because I'm about to reveal the 3 main ones. Yo, what's up, man? I hope you enjoyed that short presentation or that piece of my presentation from last year's Elite Mentor Summit. Or actually, it was January's Elite Mentor Summit. And if you want to see the rest, I think it's another 50 minutes of this presentation. There's only one way you can get it. It's actually if you pick up a free copy of my good friend Jason Capital, who put on that event. He just released a book. It's called Higher Status. He's giving this away for free right now. All you do is pay for the shipping and handling. If you decide you want to grab a copy of this, I will automatically send you the rest of that presentation. It's about a little over an hour long, packed full of info. I reveal the 3 more magnetic personas. Talk about Street Sharp. I talk about networking. A lot of awesome stuff went down in that presentation. I had tons of people that were like, dude, Ryan, this is your best presentation ever. So yeah, and you can get it. It's free. All you got to do is grab your copy of Higher Status. So go ahead and click the link below this video. And once you grab it, forward your receipt to support@51handsomeguysecrets.com. I will link that, or I will write that as well. So you have that. And Sophie will go ahead and get you a copy or a link to my presentation. But while this thing is coming in the mail, it's an awesome book. As you can see, mine's really beat up. It's because I was just on vacation for a week, and I was reading it like in the morning, sitting by the pool, so it got wet. But nonetheless, this thing is an awesome book. And the fact that you get it for free, just pay shipping and handling, is an amazing deal. And my presentation, which you just saw, hop on that. It's up to you now. Click the first link in the description box below. Talk to you guys later.